Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Friday, October 14th, 2022. I am Timothy Jaikran. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. President Ali promises betterment for residents of Belladrum, Cotton Tree. Hundreds receive house lots, land titles at major dream realized event in Region 6. Vessels owner to pay as repairs to Demerara Harbor Bridge cost over $1 billion. Government lobbies for Chinese airlines to fly Guyana-China route, and GTT to invest $10 billion to expand fiber services in Guyana. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfaan Ali today reassured residents in the West Coast BERBICE villages of Belladrum and Cotton Tree, Region 5, Mahaica BERBICE, that his government would continuously work with them to ensure that their lives are enhanced over the coming years. Here's our lead story tonight.
President Dr. Irfaan Ali made this commitment during visits to Belladrum and Cotton Tree, West Coast Demerara on Friday. At Belladrum, the head of state told residents that his return to the community is to work with them so that along with the country, their lives too are enhanced.
I am not here to listen to nonsense. Let me be very clear. I'm a straightforward person. I'm not here to listen to any political gimmick. I'm here to talk to the people. I'm here to listen to the people, to listen to your concerns, and to work with you on solving your problems, to work with you on developing your communities, to work with you on uplifting the lives of the people in this community. You have a president who is ready to work with you and listen to you and get the job done. Not to gaff and talk, but to get the job done with you. So that is what I'm here for today.
According to President Ali, all the plans and programs of his government are geared towards the upliftment of all Guyanese people. To this end, he underscored to Cotton Tree residents the importance of government staying connected with the people of this country.
So for us, continuous dialogue and connection with the people is a critical part of delivering good governance to all our people. Regardless of which community you are from, I can assure you that your development aspiration, the aspiration of you and your family to have a good quality of life, will be realized. Sometimes we just need to be patient and listen to each other.
Moreover, the president noted that while his government had taken a number of initiatives to cushion the rising cost of living and other impacts from global events, there is much more to be done.
There is still a lot more to be done and a lot more that we want to do. But we have to do it within the constraints of the environment in which we operate. We have started to support our fisher folk. We have processed a number of grants already for them. There's about 317 additional checks that is being processed for this region. We are fighting every single day. You've seen the struggle to get the license to our fisher folk from Suriname, and we are leading that battle. So we are advancing on every single front, supporting the farmers with fertilizer, because the cost of fertilizer has gone up tremendously. Whilst we are doing all of that, we still have to work to ensuring that our plan to reduce your cost of electricity by 50% is realized in the coming years. This is a government that will be continuously there with you, the people. And there's a value to that. There is a value to that. There is a value of having a government that stays connected to the people.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
Some 400 house lots and over 260 land titles were today distributed to beneficiaries in Region 6, East BERBICE Quarantine, as the Ministry of Housing and Water, through its Central Housing and Planning Authority, hosted a major dream realized initiative at Tain. Our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael has the details.
400 persons in Region 6 are now one step closer to owning their own home. And according to Housing and Water Minister Colin Crowell, tomorrow 200 more will be that step closer to owning their own homes. The minister made those comments while at a Housing and Water Dream Realizing Housing Drive at Tain on the Quarantine. Those persons are from the Upper Quarantine between number 75 Village and Carriverton. When the People's Progressive Party took office, it said that within its first 5 years in office, they will have 50,000 house lots delivered. So far, well, for Region 6, the goal is 6,000. So far, with the 400 today, the number for Region 6 is 739.
Today's exercise, we're allocating 400 lots initially. This is part of our further development within the 75, 76 villages. You will recall that we have already allocated within the number 75 village, and so we're now extending further from where we had allocated. And in terms of 76, there is an existing housing scheme, so we're going behind that now for another block. And so those 400 today are catering for within that vicinity.
Mr. Kroll explained that his ministry has been partnering with the GWR, that's the Guyana Water Inc. And since they started the housing drive, they were requests for street lights. He said now everyone is requesting to have roads. Since the government took office here in Region 6, $3 billion has been spent on roads and other infrastructure in Region 6. And to date, his ministry has been able to rehabilitate some 11,000 roads along the coastline of Guyana.
One of the major issues that you will find arising from outreaches is the request for community roads, for roads to be done to a particular stage. And so as a result, His Excellency called 3 ministries together, that is the Ministry of Public Works, the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, and the Ministry of Housing and Water, represented by Central Housing and Planning Authority. And they were able to map out within communities they identify a number of priority community roads. As a result, we came up with the initial set of about 1,100 community roads.
The Housing Ministry says it will continue in its drive to complement government's policy, which will bring benefit to many Guyanese. From Tain, in Region 6, on the Quarantine for Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael joins us again to report that First Lady Aria Ali visited Region 6 today and commissioned 2 recreational facilities aimed at fostering better quality time among families. Here's more.
One of the parks is situated in Riverton, while the other is in the compound of the Regional Democratic Council of Region 6, East BERBICE Quarantine. The park at Riverton has an added feature, being situated near to the sea. The project on the Quarantine is being held in the bordering town of Riverton. It's part of First Lady Aria Ali's National Beautification Project. She said it is to ensure scenic revitalization. She wants to ensure that persons have safe public spaces.
It is my aim to have one in every administrative region throughout Guyana. So far, we have started one in Tushin. We are near completion another in Lejealousy, which is in Region 3, and for the Kingston Bandstand Seawalls project, we are soon to commission in November.
She said the project is aimed at providing space for quality family time. It will also be a space where small cultural activities can take place.
I urge all of you, it is your space, it is your park, and I urge all of you to come out and maximize the use of the parks. And of course, it is yours, it is the benefit of you. So please ensure you take care of it. We're going to have paved walkways, play park for children, recreational gazebos, fountains, washroom facilities, concrete drains, seating and benches, adequate lighting, and of course landscaping.
Since we came into government, the President had a vision to transform Guyana. And in so doing, we've been building out infrastructure all over the country. Whether it's roads, bridges, whether it's hospitals, whether it's irrigation, whether it's schools, you name it. But on the other side of it, His Excellency wanted to make sure the country had what we call safe spaces. And his lovely wife decided to take up the mantle.
That was Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Demerara Indar. He explained that this project here at Riverton will have 10 contractors executing it, all of them from the Upper Quarantine. Reporting from Riverton for the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
We now tell you that the ongoing repairs to the Demerara Harbour Bridge followed last weekend's collision have already racked up a bill of over $1 billion, and according to Public Works Minister Juan Edgel, the company that owns the vessel would be held financially liable for the extensive works being carried out. Vanu Manikchan reports.
Speaking with reporters on the sidelines of an event on Thursday, Public Works Minister Juan Edgel reaffirmed that the company that owns the Panamanian fuel ship MV Tradewind Passion, which crashed into the Demerara Harbour Bridge last Saturday, will have to foot the bill for ongoing repair works.
$1 billion and counting. $1 billion and counting.
This cost will be incurred on the company?
The government of Guyana is very clear in this matter. Very clear in this matter. The company, the owners of the ship, that's where we've already done all the necessary legal paperwork. The ship is under arrest, legally under arrest, because we filed all the necessary paperwork.
During the retraction for marine traffic in the wee hours of Saturday, the vessel, which was transporting fuel to the Guyana oil company, Guyoil, crashed into the bridge. The damage to the critical structure was extensive, with at least 4 spans and a pontoon affected. This resulted in the bridge being out of commission over the weekend and only opened on Tuesday to light vehicular traffic. Given an update on the repairs, Minister Edgel was high in praise for the team working to get the structure back up and functional.
As of this morning, while everybody is seeing traffic flowing and moving, they're still working miracles below, changing out pontoons and doing all kinds of things while still facilitating movement of people and goods to ensure that commerce keeps moving, people keep moving. Those are things that some engineers and technicians will want the bridge to be closed to do. But with proper planning, putting heads together, we have been able to do that.
The Public Works Minister further pointed out that while significant work has been conducted to get the bridge to a working stage, there is much more to be done. However, he could not give a timeline for these works to be completed. As it is, Edgel noted that efforts are currently being undertaken to prepare the bridge for retractions to allow for the flow of marine traffic as early as tonight.
We are hoping to get our first retraction maybe tomorrow or Saturday. And that is why it was important for us to get the winch by this morning so it could be installed and tested and the rest of it. So we may very well be able to have a retraction in another 24 to 36 hours.
In the meantime, the Board of Inquiry that was established to probe the incident is on schedule with its 7-day deadline, and its report is expected soon. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchan.
Coming up, GECOM taken to court over $9.2 million in rent owed and better account of water usage needed amid high wastage, says Minister Kroll.
Moving, lifting, or bending, whatever the job, we at Sylvie's Variety Store have the right tools to make it happen. Pallet jacks and hand trucks for bonds and industrial sites, easy pickup and convenient maneuvers. Chain hoist from Roughneck and Northern Industrial, the perfect solution to lifting heavy objects. And then there's the 12-ton and 16-ton hydraulic pipe benders from 1/2 to 2 inch. We also stock the shop press machine from Northern Industrial. Sylvie's Variety Store stocks the tools to make it happen.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
It's John Lewis Styles buy one get one at half price sale. Buy any t-shirt, top, polo shirt, dress, pantsuit, or skirt suit and get the second one at 50% off. Same goes for shoes, handbags, and lingerie at half price. Hurry, because John Lewis Styles half price sale ends soon. It's John Lewis Styles buy one get one at half price sale. Buy any t-shirt, top, polo shirt, dress, pantsuit, or skirt suit and get the second one at 50% off. Same goes for shoes, handbags, and lingerie at half price. Hurry, because John Lewis Styles half price sale ends soon.
Cheryl, girl, you want me? Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots out there, how it's full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two y'all not...
Oh gosh.
We call.
The writers of this program are depending on my ethnic but non-threatening voice to explain things they are too lazy to set up traditionally. Only 2 months into the semester.
Marcus, I was watching that. What's the matter with you?
Noreen, why you have all these things plugged in, man? You really don't check them bills, you know? You know the cost of electricity?
Marcus, you can't be so ridiculous. That's the fridge. Why would you unplug the fridge?
I don't understand why the cost of electricity is so high in this country, man. Somebody has to do something.
Marcus, you know what I realize? Something is really wrong with you. How are we supposed to live without electricity?
Hello, just like our ancestors survived back in the days.
I will have you know, Marcus, Noreen Angela Melville is not cut out for that type of life.
And already the 9th Ivy League squad buzz with future Olympians and presidents.
Did you know the gas-to-energy project is expected to reduce the cost of electricity by up to 50%? Yes, that project will slash electricity bills in half. This will also unleash a tsunami of benefits for the manufacturing sector in Guyana.
Wow. Marcos, did you hear that? Electricity will be cheaper. Now, Marcus, for the love of God, plug the fridge back in.
For the admissions brochure.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Legal proceedings have been brought against the Guyana Elections Commission over its failure to pay $9,225,000 in outstanding rent to Anan Senasi, landlord of the properties it occupies in Kingston, Georgetown. In a fixed date application filed at the Demerara High Court, Senasi has said that on November 23, 2020, he entered into agreement of tenancy with GECOM, a constitutional body, for the rental of the properties, and that the duration of the tenancy for the properties was from January to December 2021. He said it was agreed that GECOM would pay him $1.3 million per month for rental of the Lot 9 property and $717,500 per month for the rental of the Lot 31 property. Both tenancies expired on December 31, 2021, but continued on the same terms except that there was an agreed upon 50% increase in rentals in relation to both properties, effective from January 2022 for a period of 3 years. He said the new rental rates were approved by GECOM at a statutory meeting held on January 18, 2022. Senasi has deposed that while the tenancy agreements between both parties were executed on February 4, 2022 and are still valid and subsiding, GECOM has since January 2022 continued to pay rent at the old rate and is therefore in debt to him in a sum of $9.2 million. Through its lawyer, Ron Motilal, Senasi told the court that he has made numerous oral and written demands for the owed rent, but GECOM has refused to pay him the sum rightly due to him. As such, he has taken the High Court to grant an order compelling GECOM to pay him the arrears of the rent at the new rates, and order for the costs, and any further orders the court deems just. We now tell you that the Guyana government has invited airlines operating in China to explore flying to Guyana following signing of an air services agreement between the two countries on Thursday. Here is Vanu Manichan with this report.
Guyana and China on Thursday inked an air service agreement, a move that not only seeks to enhance passenger travel and trade between the two countries, but also broadens Guyana's global connectivity. This is according to Public Works Minister Juan Egil, who noted that such air transport connectivity between the two nations will further strengthen bilateral cooperation.
Guyana and China have excellent trade relations in different fields that was just mentioned by Her Excellency. But the reality is there is no direct flight between the two countries to date. The signature of this agreement puts the legal framework in place to address this challenge. So China and Guyana would not only be friendly, and the other word was distant, but will become nearer. It is anticipated that airlines of both countries will capitalize on the opportunities that exist for the movement of people and cargo between the two countries.
The Public Works Minister outlined that this agreement adds to the more than 50 air services agreements Guyana has established with other countries as it puts the landscape in place to connect Guyana to the rest of the world. To this end, Egil invite Chinese airlines to explore flying the Guyana-China route.
The trade, commerce, and tourism opportunities are immense once air connectivity is established. My challenge to Her Excellency is to invite China Southern Airlines, China Eastern Airlines, and Air China, among the others that you have there, to look into flying the Guyana-China route.
Meanwhile, Chinese ambassador to Guyana, Go Haiyan, posited that the geographical distance can no longer stand in the way of the deep friendship between China and Guyana that was established over the past 50 years.
China-Guyana relations have maintained a good momentum of development, and there is still great potential and space for practical cooperation in various fields. Standing at a new starting point, I have every reason to believe that, with the leadership of the presidents of the two countries and the common expectation of our two peoples, China and Guyana will definitely become even ever closer and will usher in one and another new milestone in our bilateral cooperation.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manichan.
Over the next 2 years, the Guyana Telephone and Telegraph Company, GTT, will be expending a whopping $10 billion so that 75% of households can have access to fiber services by 2024. Rupa Sinrine reports.
Chief Operations Officer of Home and Fixed Services at GTT, Ishwar Takruddin, announced during a fiber press conference on Thursday that their record 100,000 homes connected with fiber services means increased access for families in a post-COVID world. Fiber was introduced in mid-2021, where customers benefited from 3 to 10 times internet speed at lowered costs. Now, this $10 billion will see a much larger rollout by 2024.
It is no longer a want.
Internet is a need and fuel for your lifestyle, for commerce, for learning and development, and for entertainment. Reliable, stable internet in today's world is not a luxury. So GTT, community by community, will ensure that we increase that access across Guyana. Every 3 in 4 homes in Guyana will have access to GTT fiber by 2024. So far, we've invested just over 22 billion Guyanese dollars, and the expectation is we will continue to invest, and that will be to the tune of 10 billion Guyanese dollars over the next 2 years, specifically for this fiber program.
At the event, Prime Minister Brigadier Mark Phillips sought to highlight the positive impact recorded from the liberalization of Guyana's telecom sector. While it was made possible since 2020, Phillips said the benefits are now being measured.
This liberalization places our country on a global standard and encourages our existing operators to optimize their own services. Today, we see a shining example of that through the initiative by GTT in its fiber rollout campaign, which saw the recent connectivity of 2,800 homes, bringing their total to over 100,000 homes connected with their service.
According to the PM, government is continuously focusing on transformative developments to positively impact the telecoms sector. As a result, he reiterated that an ICT master plan is in the pipeline that will significantly enhance the efficiency and productivity of Guyana's public and private sectors. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
The Housing and Water Ministry is aiming to have better accountability of the usage of water in the country amid a high level of wastage recorded by the Guyana Water Incorporated. Here is Rupa Sinarain again with the details.
Housing and Water Minister Colin Crowell explained on Thursday that the east bank of Demerara has been recording the highest number of breakages due to developmental works, adding to the water wasting issue. It is one of 3 areas being looked at to better manage the water sector and adequately provide services, especially across the coastal belt.
We still do have a high level of wastage, and with that, we have also been trying to manage some of the development that is taking place on the East Bank, because the CEO will tell you that in terms of cluster area, the highest level of breakage that we have is on the East Bank, and that's why there's so much disruption on the East Bank, because invariably, many times, it is where we have breakage as a result of an excavator and a contractor working in a particular area. We have just given no objection for the upgrade of a number of the plants, existing plants, especially targeting along here on the East Bank and the East Coast, and I think a portion in Region 3.
He added that this week, Cabinet gave its no objection for the upgrades of a number of plants, especially targeting the East Bank, East Coast, and a portion of Region 3. Minister Crowell pointed out that along with focusing on expanding services, they are looking to ensure that treated water is a priority. Added to this, government is soon to reach its 25,000 house lot allocation mark, meaning the demand will continue to grow. In light of this, budgetary resources are increasing every year to put new systems in place.
By midpoint in this 5 years, we are expected to be somewhere close to our 25,000 allocations. So it means that the capacity and the demand for water will also grow. And that is why you've seen increased budgetary resources being placed within the capital program, especially to respond to ensure that we have new wells, new systems, be able to equip and buy more materials. Because one of the areas that they've also improved on is with respect to dealing with wastages and reducing and aggressively to reduce the non-revenue water.
Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards has started its National Quality Week with an open day at the GNBS's office, seeing several schools and the general public having a first-hand look at what the GNBS has to offer. LaWanda McAllister has this story.
The GNBS's Open Day was one of a number of exciting and engaging activities that were planned for stakeholders this week. The week of activities surrounds World Standards Day, which is observed annually on October 14th. For World Standards Day this year, the focus continues to be on standards to build a world that is fairer and more sustainable for future generations. The theme identified by the key international organizations for standards is, and I quote, "a shared vision for a better world," end quote. At the event, GNBS hosted students from various technical and vocational institutions and the public to learn about the importance of standards and quality, careers and standards, accuracy and reliability in trade, consumer protection, and much more. According to GNBS, the event is aimed at getting more people involved and engaged in what they are doing.
So this is actually what we're doing. We have, as you can see, we have our legal metrology officer who's actually talking with the students of a school, Apex Academy, and we're very delighted to do that. So the GNBS, we're happy to be here and to showcase what we offer to the public.
The week of events kick-started on October 9th and will end on October 15th. LaWanda McAllister, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Saturday, October 15th at 8 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Saturday, October 15th at 7 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Brooks ready to represent West Indies at T20 World Cup, and horse racing set for October 16th at Bushlot, West Berbice. Details of these stories in the Sportscast, sponsored by Macorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Contractors, let the quality of your road constructions speak for themselves by investing in a walk-behind vibratory roller from Sylvies. Apart from improving productivity, our roller provides better compaction for soil and asphalt. Designed with the ability to turn, this machine also offers great flexibility for precise work near walls and sidewalks. Order it now before it's gone at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High and Hatfield Street store.
Play our virtual Chick Chick game today and get a chance to win big. With over 450 draws, 3 dices, and 52 bet types to choose from. You can also be a winner with Superbet. Visit www.superbet.gy or any one of our agents closest to you. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 years and over.
It happens. Your septic tank is full. All the waste from your toilet goes into your septic tank through the sewage line. When your tank is full, the 2 most common indicators are an overflowing tank and an overflowing toilet. It is recommended that Sevon's Waste Management empty your septic tank every 2 to 3 years to avoid any embarrassment. And before you can say, shh, it's gone. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-1156.
Cheryl, girl, you want me? Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots out there, how it's full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the